Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender Show. Yes, we're back. It's Friday and it's the 15th of May. The days are flying through, nearly payday again. Dear me, it's flying. I must admit, what can you do? Well, I'm one of those key workers, so lucky enough I'm out and about doing my work, but hey ho, I think it's over, to be honest, when you look around at you now and you're looking at the traffic on the roads and the amount of people that are out. And we've had a glorious day today, you can't knock it. And you know what that means. Parks will be full, lakes, they'll be swimming in the lakes, they'll be visiting everywhere, there'll be groups of people. We're seeing that already on public transport. What can we do? We just have to plod on and fingers crossed that we don't have a second wave, because that will be devastating to the whole of the UK. And who do we blame? Say no more. Anyway, what are we talking about? Well, tonight's show, the topic, we're talking about coaching one-on-one. Now, you may have been tuning into, social media, especially Facebook, and noticing a lot of pictures going up where coaches are out now and advertising for kids to come because they're starting their one-on-one sessions. Now, excuse me for that. Now, is it allowed? Well, not according to the FA. Now, I'm not slating anyone, I'm just giving you facts about should we be doing it or shouldn't we be doing it. Well, at the moment, no. And it's probably my fault, everyone, because a couple of shows ago you may have heard me turning around and saying I think the sports that should have gone ahead and kept going was angling and also golf, because people can keep the distance there. And what happens, lo and behold, Wednesday gone, we have the Prime Minister coming out and telling everyone Tuesday evening, Monday evening, ready for Wednesday evening, that it's okay to do a bit of angling so long as you're social distancing. Same as golfing, the golf courses are open, so some more sporting activities are on the cards. Can't knock it. People need to keep fit and healthy, and people need to do what they're doing, I suppose. Now, if the government say it's okay, then you have to go ahead with that and go along with it, and just hope that, as I say, a second outbreak doesn't accumulate more and more coronavirus deaths, because that is what's going to be worrying for all of us, because there could be a second lockdown, and as I say, it's going to be devastating, not just for the economy but for people in general themselves. So let's keep our fingers crossed that that doesn't happen, and it is on its way out. Really do believe it could be. Anyway, I called around to my studio today just to see how things were going, and there was one or two more people who are going into the building, and they can do work because they can guarantee safe distancing and social distancing when people come to visit. Well, I can myself, to be honest, I really can, because the studio I can sit at one end of the table and the guest can sit at the other end, and we can actually talk, and anyone who's been in the studio will put their hands up and say, yeah, you know, you can. Well, obviously it's just the meet and greet, I suppose, but if we've all got our gloves on and our masks and our spacesuits, then dearie me, we can do something. Anyway, I don't think it'd be long before I'm back in the studio and I can do a lot more than what I'm doing here. Obviously it is a little bit warmer in the loft, but you've got to make do with it, haven't you? I want to try and keep it for our listeners rather than go away, because they say out of sight, out of mind, and that's fact. That is what happens, isn't it? So I don't want to be out of mind for anyone. I just want to keep you on your toes and let you know that I'm still around, and if there's any football going to be starting soon, I'll be on the touchlines and I'll be watching you, watching them, as they say, when it comes to the kids, because obviously we want the kids to return to a game of football, and I'll guarantee you they'll have a massive smile on their faces because they've been away from it so long. Anyway, we're just waiting for the FA to come back, aren't we, to talk about coaching one-on-one. And as I say, there's loads of posts going up, people setting up all the equipment. You may have seen it yourselves. Now, is it right? Obviously it's not right at the moment. I'm not having a go with all the coaches, because I know there's a lot of coaches out there who need to earn money because that is their livelihood, and they just think it's okay, there's a lot more sporting activities and this should be okay. Look at the way I'm setting it up, spaced out. And I don't really, honestly, don't think it will be long before we have some sort of training sessions coming back. I think it's okay for the adults to be doing it, but verify that from your own county FAs. And why, before you do your one-on-one coaching, why not? The advice of me is simple: get in touch with your local county FA and ask them before people put the posts up and start taking photographs of you and start slating you, because they're not going to be doing it, so why should you? And that's what happens. Everyone turns into an enemy for you, and people just don't get on, because if they can't do it, they don't want you to do it either. And that's what it's all about. And obviously it has to be safety, health and safety first. Safeguarding issues, because you can't drop the kids off. Mums and dads, you may not be aware as well, you can get in touch with your local county FAs. And I know the limited staff at the moment, maybe they've got more staff in there now because of more people returning to work. Excuse me, that's what I just had there. I raced a cup of tea down before I came on here, and I think that's bloated me, because normally I'll just sip it through there, don't I? But that didn't happen. Anyway, we're talking about one-on-one coaching. Is it right? Obviously at the moment, just stand back a little bit more if you can, coaches, and just wait for the FA. I think they'll make an announcement hopefully by the weekend to let you know. They may say no, it's not safe to do so we will not, but they will let you know exactly. Because don't forget, I've also pre-booked my coaching, my summer school, my summer camp, which will be in late July, late August. Fingers crossed, I can only hope, but you've got to pre-book, and I'll be asking for people to get involved. And if you pay your money, you'll get your money refunded, not a problem whatsoever. So you won't be losing out there, because if we get the no-go, we can't do it, then we'll simply say, there you go, there's your refunds, and we'll take it on PayPal, because you can actually refund that straight away, which is a good thing. So this is what we'll do. PayPal, you can do that, and it'll be £12 a day. We'll have it excuse me, late July, late August, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on both months. So we look forward to it, and hopefully you'll look forward to it as well. But if you're interested in the coaching in the summer camp, that will be in late July, August. Give us a little message, Mal at don'ttexttheline.com. You can add me as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites. Now, obviously, a message to all the coaches: if you think of doing one-on-one sessions, just check with your county FA first. Don't go by me. It's your county FA who've got all the rules, the regulations at the moment while the COVID-19 is on. It's still an outbreak, so they're worried about the kids. Yes, they may be back in school in June. We're not too sure, because our local councillor, Mayor Joe Anderson, is saying that he will not allow the kids to go back to school. Don't know about your area. Maybe the same thing will follow suit until it's safe enough to do so. So we're all panicking now, because people have got to be back going back to work. Companies are starting to employ more people in there, and well, what's going to happen to the furlough, I'm not too sure. Now there'll be announcements each day, every day, to keep you updated. So I advise you to keep watching your telly around about 4 or 5 o'clock, when the government come on and they talk and tell you if there's any changes going ahead. And the figures would be nice to have a little look at as well, wouldn't they? Now you may hear in the background, I'm not going to cut it, because this is all about work going on now, and we've got a tree surgeon at the back of ours who is cutting down someone's tree. So it's just work going on, and I'm talking over it, and you'd expect that, because I'm in my loft and I'm not in my studio. So please bear with it, and you might hear traffic going past as well, but it's work in motion, I suppose. This is what it's like to be back at work. People can't wait. I'm not too sure whether tree surgeons can be back actually, but I'm sure we'll get a lot of messages, people saying, do you know what, Mal, I can hear that tree surgeon, he should not be back at work. Is it essential work? Can he guarantee social distancing? Well, I'll guarantee you one thing, he'll be branching out his work anyway and getting that going. Sorry about that. Sorry folks, I'm really, I can imagine you all now, oh Mal, what are you doing? Anyway, they will all be doing that now and send them in themselves, you know what he's doing. But that's what it is, it's a tree surgeon at work. Apologies for the noise, but what can you do if you're in your loft and you need to get your weekend to show on? It's just, as I say, it's work, it's back to work, and that's what the majority of people are doing. Back to work. Well then, I'm talking about memorabilia. You've seen that on my post as well. So don't forget, coaches, if you're thinking about going coaching, just check with your county FA first before everyone has a right go at you, and before you know it, it's doing your coaching school that little bit of damage. So you would be advised just to back off, just a little bit of friendly advice. We want to keep everyone working together, especially in grassroots football. No falling out, please. If they're doing wrong, just get in touch with the coaches and say, hey, Tommy, you know you're not allowed to do that, the county FAs will be on your back. Then that'll stop there and then, won't it? Suppose you can do it all in your back gardens, one-on-one, for your own kids. That is, so you can see plenty of that on social media as well. Well, we talked about memorabilia, and, well, you might have seen my football. I put that in the dryer, and it shrunk. Not so long ago, actually, I'm only winding it up anyway. Got to have a little bit of fun while we're on here, while we're on DXTL TV from the Touchlines and DXTL podcast, The Weekend, and we're back, and we want to put a little bit of humour in and just give you a few details of what we have been up against, you know, because when I'm being sorting my loft out, and believe me, honestly, this is great compared to all around it and what we've got, but that's what, you know, your storage loft is all about, isn't it? Anyway, I made room for myself and my podcast equipment. I'll have more new equipment for our studio coming soon. But I was looking and I dug out a little bit of, and dogs are working as well, so if you can hear the dogs as well, apologies, but we can't do anything about them. They're after the tree surgeon because they're up ladders. They're barking, oh dear me, it just carries on, and that's what it is all about. But it's live, it's DXTL TV live, you can see the podcast, and we're not cutting anything out. Why should we? You all have dogs, you all have tree surgeons, and you all have workers getting back to work in a penny or two, and we've got a car go past as well. What more could we say while we're live on DXTL TV from the Touchlines? We were talking about memorabilia. Well, we weren't, but this is what I'm talking about now, because what I discovered, it was great, because my nephew used to play for these teams. Dave Rogers used to started off his career at Liverpool Football Club, then Everton, then Tranmere Rovers, and he's moved along the ranks, and now he's gone into top coaching. He can now be a Premier League coach because he's got all his qualifications, and if they want him, he'll come. But at the moment he's at FC Arizona on lockdown, as most of us are, and we wish him well. Manager in there, he's player coach. Well, he's not player coach, he's give up playing, but he's going to be coach, and he was just about to start the season when all this COVID-19 came into play, so he was struggling a little bit as well, trying to get his job done, just like Robbie Fowler. And he is a good friend of Robbie Fowler's, who's gone to, I think Robbie's gone to Australia, but he wants to go over there because he come out and said he has to do his job abroad because no one wanted him over here. He was a little bit disgusted, Robbie, disgusted at what was going on in the situation, because he reckoned he could do a job in England, and he's gone away to prove himself. Will he come back? Let's see what happens with Robbie, but I'm sure he will. And Davey is doing the same, obviously, if he gets recognised, which he will do out there, because he's got the pedigree of a top manager, and you will hear more about Dave Rogers. In the meantime, you could Google him and have a little check on him, and yeah, I'm dead proud, because I went to places with my nephew, and especially to Shelbourne when he was at Shelbourne, and I had a Champions League game in Deportivo La Coruna, and I went over there. Oh my God, it was absolutely unbelievable. So if you just Google Dave Rogers and have a look at his Champions League goal, I won't say Hajduk split, it was a goal. I was there and I went off my head. What a great goal, what a left foot ping, top corner. It was great, the atmosphere was great, and what a goal. It was all over Sky, and I was dead proud because I was there. I followed him everywhere. I went to wherever he went. He was even there, had a little trials at Cambuur in Holland. Now you may have seen Cambuur, I think they won the league and it was taken off them, and or they gained promotion, and they've come up and they fought over the years, and then suddenly to be say end of season, it must be frightening for those teams. We're waiting on a Premier League starter game. But the little bit of memorabilia that I have, and I'll just reach over, just bear with me 1 second while I reach. Now if you look at this pulse guard, these are shirts my nephew gave me. Obviously they're not signed, but in the era then and the days then, these shirts, or this shirt was, I can't remember, he actually told me, but I'm sure you can all look it up, who wore that for Poland. Hey, there's one shirt, and you know, I'm proud of, and I'm going to have these in the DXTL studio. Maybe I'm going to get them framed, because that's what it's all about. Well, here's part one of the shirt there, and the next one I was talking about who Davey played for. There's Shelbourne. My God, he gives us this shirt. You know, I've got a couple of shirts here, and I'm really proud of them, because I'm going to get them all signed off, and you'd think I'd have my own nephew signing these shirts. Not the Polish shirt, because he never played for Poland. But hey ho, these are what I've got, Shelbourne, and I'm sure there'll be loads of Shelbourne fans out there looking at that. Maybe Polish fans as well, who are looking at the shirt and saying, wow, I'd love that as well. Anyway, get in touch with us if you're interested. You never ever know, but I may just be keeping them for myself. And here's one, Canberra. This is what I was talking about, and that's the way they had their shirts as well. Unbelievable. And I've got these, so put them on coat hangers, kept them all in the loft, put them all away, and I'll probably get them framed when they're signed. I'll get someone to sign them and just keep them for memorabilia. But here's a very unique and unusual one as well. Now, we always talk about all you referees out there getting back into the game, enjoying yourselves. Well, that's what it's all about, but you're looking forward to it, keeping yourselves fit as well. Well then, I've got a few of these shirts, and I found them in a box. You know, I've got that much, honestly, that much gear. It's just unreal what I've got. And I've been saying it over the years. We're going into our 18th year, team with Don't Cross the Line. It's a community interest company. We're all volunteers. My full-time job is a care worker, or yes, care worker on the care side of things. And I'm sorry about the tree surgeon, but hey ho, someone's got to do the job and take the tree down. Otherwise, it's going to flatten us. Anyway, here's one for you. Look at this. Now, it's unusual. You lot out there, you've seen my t-shirts. Yes, you've seen them. All those, you've seen them in the Premier League. They wear them, the t-shirts, when the Respect campaign comes on. And we got them all in the Premier League using them. We didn't have it this year because obviously it was cancelled, but we're waiting the dates for next year. So as soon as all fixtures come out, we'll let you know. But hey ho, we have them signed by referees. Now, this is our 10th anniversary t-shirt, and we've got a few of them, and I've got different referees signed. Don't ask me who they are, please, but if anyone can zoom in, or you can see that, there you go. You might see the referees' signatures. You may know who they are. Get in touch with us if you know whose they are, and we love to hear from you, because it's signed, and maybe you referees are looking and going, do you know what, Mal, I could do with one of them. Dear me, you just don't get signed shirts, do you, off referees now, do you? So we have them, we're privileged to have them with Don't Cross the Line, and I've got about half a dozen of them. So get in touch with me, mal@don'ttextheline.com, add me as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites, and I look forward to hearing your messages. And anything that we've talked about today, like the topics about coaching one-on-one, we'd love to hear your thoughts. We'd love to see your feedback when it goes out on Facebook, and we'd love to know what you think about it. You might be a coach, let us know your thoughts, but I don't believe it'll be that long before we have a few training sessions, and you might limit the numbers and people can stand back, because you are responsible adults, and I'm sure you're aware of what's happening with social distancing, so you're not soft. Maybe the FA will look at that and start getting you involved in a few coaching sessions. So just be patient, and I'm sure it won't be too long before a little bit of training will start up again. That's my opinion, not the FA's, not the county FA's, because I await their decision as well when it comes to our summer camp and coaching school as well. Well, referees, come on, I love some feedback off you, especially on the t-shirts that I have signed. You may be interested in having one of those for your collection, because they are collector's items. That's what they are. I'm not talking about the Poland shirt, I'm not talking about the Canberra. That's the way it was in Dutchland. Oh dear me, what am I doing here now? Foreign languages, yeah, I'm practicing, I'm learning. Anyway, and also the Shelbourne shirt. Maybe, just maybe, if you're interested, if one of those fans and you're interested and you collect memorabilia, just keep in touch with us, keep following us, keep sending us messages, and we'll get back to you ASAP. Keep following us on Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites, even on this Instagram. I'll get on that, I swear to you, because people send me loads and loads of photos, but I've got loads more photographs to put on there as well. So just keep updating us and keep watching this, especially this weekend, because we'll be back Saturday night. And well done to everyone who clapped last night for all the key workers and the NHS. Brilliant, well done. I was out there myself and the sun was shining, and it has been for a while, you know, since we've been doing these claps. Now, is it going to be any different now because everyone has returned to work? It remains to be seen. Let's see, because we know the numbers way down week in, week out, and people will start getting, oh well, I'm working now, you know, so I'm taking a massive risk myself. Anyway, it remains to be seen. But there you go, we come to the end of our show. Don't forget, any topics we talk about or you want to add yours, get in touch with myself, mal@don'textheline.com, and we'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, we'll be back again tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. So for myself, Mal, and all the team here at the Grassroots Show, don't cross the line and respect campaign. Have a great evening. Good night, God bless.